Hey, how's it going? Alright, I got a Mossberg Maverick 88 here. I bought this shotgun, looked nothing like this. It was right out of the box stock. And I wanted to make a video on it because a lot of people do some cool things to their shotguns. But the thing is a lot of people just do the ordinary. You got the folding stock or collapsible or a side saddle. You know what I mean? There's nothing really new. It's always those same, just a couple combinations of new things. So I figured let me do a video on mine because I haven't seen any other shotgun like this yet, and I'm probably not gonna. Just because of the fact of all these little parts and pieces I put on here, everything I've changed. If you were to buy each part that I have on mine, piece by piece, and put it on the correct way, these parts aren't going to fit together. Everything's going to bump into each other. This won't work with a folding stock. This won't fit right with this. So you got to do some modifications to some of it. It took a lot of work. It was, it was pretty crazy to be able to finally get all this stuff together, but it finally worked out, and it works great. I love it. So I'm going to go through each part with you pretty much. Now, the thing is with the Mossberg Maverick 88, you don't have the holes on the top of the shotgun here so that you can put some kind of a sight or some kind of a mount. Okay, now you can't see it because I have this on here, but underneath there's no holes. There's nothing tapped, so I can't put anything on there. On the Mossberg 500 they have the holes already tapped and ready for you to throw whatever you want on there. This one doesn't. So what I had to do is get I think it was called a Weaver mount rail, and it wraps around the side here, bolts through, replaces the bolt that you had originally for your trigger assembly, and it just latches right on the top. Now the side saddle on the other side covers it up. You can't really see much of it, but yeah, that works out great. You throw that on there, and now I got a rail to throw on whatever I want. Now, then I'm thinking, okay, let me put a sight on this rail. But now if I throw a sight on there, I'm not going to be able to close my folding stock. So what I did was I found these. I think it was called Magpul or something like that. And these were pretty cheap. They were only like maybe 20-30 bucks for the set of two. I got one in the front sight, you can see there. Don't worry, this has been safety checked. It's empty. You see the front there, you see the rear. Now what's cool about these is I can fold them open and close, up and down. And even with closing this down, I still wasn't able to close my stock over the top of it. What I had to do was actually get in there with a Dremel and cut out some of those notches in that frame in there. I don't know if you can see that. My camera's not the best quality. But so I had to cut a couple notches out in there. And now, you can see, with this closed down, just pop that down, this goes right over it. Now another thing with the folding stocks, I notice, I know a few people who have them. After you fire for a while, this little button back here, for you to release it, lock it and everything, it kind of wears down, I guess, gets broken in. And I noticed that when I'm firing it while it's closed, it'll start popping up. And I thought that was pretty annoying. So what I did for that is, if you look in the back of my stock here, on the butt plate, I took a drill bit and just drilled out a little bit, just enough to fit these industrial magnets in there. I glued them in with an epoxy, and they stay in pretty good. And now when I close it, those magnets go right on my heat shield, the shroud, and it holds it down tight. You know what I mean? So there goes that problem of it popping up. It's staying down. All you got to do is just give a little extra force on pulling it up, and it's good. But it's nice. It's a nice solid, close now. It stays nice and tight. So that worked out good. Now another thing. If you have a folding stock like this one, you guys know probably, if you've tried this, that you can't put the side saddle on there. Well, you can, but you just won't be able to close it. It's going to hit this corner here. So what I did was I cut a nice notch going down, just enough to fit the stock to close. I don't know how good you can see this. But it goes right, see how it's right lined up with it. Now I seen one other guy do the same thing I did, but the way he did it, and I don't know why he had to do it this way, but he had to eliminate one of his shell holders. He lost one. So he went from holding, 6 on the side to 5. I was able to cut mine and still keep that 6th one. So, it is possible to do if you just cut enough. You know what I mean? You don't have to take any more. Just enough so it'll close. So now I got that on there. Now another thing is if you get this, top weaver mount, rail mount, I forget the name of the thing, but if you put this on here and then you put the side saddle, now your bolt's not long enough to go through the trigger assembly and out the other side and hold everything together. You know what I mean? It's either long enough just for the side saddle or it's long enough just for the top mount. So what I did was I had to run out to Home Depot, find a bolt, same threading and everything, same size, just a little bit longer, and that's what I did, and that worked out perfect. So if you have that problem, there you go. So that took care of that. What I also did was change the fore end on this. This was made by Tapco, I'm pretty sure. I forget what it's called, but it's made by Tapco. Fore end. It wasn't too much. It was maybe like $30, something like that. It was pretty cool. I don't know. I like it. It's nice and solid. It's not cheap or cheesy. It's it's pretty good for the money. Only $30. Then on the front here, I threw a little mount, a little rail. It's actually called a barrel mount, and it clamps right here onto the magazine well, and it gives me a little rail to mount whatever I want on there. So I threw this flashlight. It's I think it was a Takstar light, 190 lumens. It's pretty strong. I found it really cheap on eBay, I think it was, for about $30-40. It's a real nice flashlight. You find any other lights that mount like this, 190 lumens, you're looking at like $200, crazy prices. I couldn't believe I found this one. It was like $40, 190 lumens. It works great. So now we got these pop-up sights, and that's what I had to do also up here, was throw another rail. Now, I was looking for rails that would mount on here. A nice long one would have been nice just to go across the whole shroud. I couldn't find anything. So I just got a nice small little piece of rail, drilled 2 holes in the top of the shroud, right where this rail is, and then mounted the rail right on. Boom. And now I was able to put my front sight on there. Also, this front sight, right on the post, I don't know if you can see, but mine's red. You see that little red dot on there? I painted that. Now when it comes black. Now when you're looking through a black peep sight, looking for a black post, it's pretty hard to see. It's a lot easier if the color just stands out to you. So I threw a little black paint on there, put a little bit of clear coat over it, and that worked out pretty good. You can see it, perfect. When the light hits that thing, it really stands out. So that's that. And yeah, I have this goofy little front sight on the barrel here. That's before I put all this other stuff on there. I'm obviously not going to be able to use it. If anyone was just wondering what that red was, it's one of them True Glow front sights. That's all that is. But yeah, so all these pieces you see here, nothing would fit right. Also, another thing, Mossberg Maverick 88s, the fore end is just plastic. There's no inner tube that comes with it, so I actually had to go and purchase an inner tube just to be able to swap out my fore end. That's the difference between the 88s and the 500s. 500s comes with the inner tube. Actually, I don't think they do anymore, but they used to. They used to come with an inner tube, and they still come with the holes tapped up top if you want to put something up there. Those are the only differences between the 500 and 88. Other than that, they're exactly the same. So if you're looking for parts for your shotgun and you have an 88 and you see the listing for the part saying it'll fit a Mossberg 500, but the 88's not listed, don't think, oh, I can't put that on my shotgun, because it's not true. You can throw it on there unless it's a fore end and you don't have that tube, or if it's something that's going to mount on top and you don't have those holes. Other than those two, you can put anything from a 500 on this 88. It's the same exact thing. Also, I threw the 5-round shell holder underneath the folding stock. You know, if you're gonna get the folding stock, you gotta get that. I don't know why they don't just sell it together, because I don't think I've ever seen anybody without that on there. You know, it just comes in handy to have those shells. But yeah, if you wonder what this little red thing is here, this is a sticker. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, zombie outbreak response team. I don't know, everyone's into the whole zombie thing now, so I figured I'd throw that on there. But yeah, so I guess that's about it. You know, I've yet to see one, you know, even close to the things I have on here, and I don't know. I figured I'd make a video and share it with you guys. So yeah, leave me some comments, and you know, let me know what you think. I'll give you one quick close view again of it. Yeah, the quality of this camera is not great, and I apologize. So yeah, that's about it. So you guys take care. Let me know what you think.